Hello, good afternoon from Houston, Texas, United States of America. My name is Mado Ajaja, the anchor of Nigeria Now at ONN and the Nightingale Radio International, and also the convener of Open Nigeria and African Unite. Yes, this message is directly to Nigeria, especially the tribal and religious nationalists in Nigeria, pertaining to their attitude to the Igbo people of Nigeria. I am from Delta State of Nigeria. I love Nigeria to my bone. I am a die-hard Nigerian, open to every Nigerian. I call every Nigerian my brother, my sister. But I detest those who are driven by religious nationalism. I detest those who are driven by regional nationalism. I detest those who are driven by tribal nationalism. I have no tribe, even if I was born an Eka man. I know that my Eka-ness will not take me anywhere in a Nigeria that is so divided. That is why I adopted a national for Nigeria through the Open Nigeria ideology. You know, since 1914, when the amalgamation treaty was signed out of a business plantation called Nigeria. Nigeria was a business entity. It never was pro people, all right, that they want to use as workers in their plantation for the amount of mineral and natural resources and the cheap human labor that they found in that part of Africa. Now, after some time, they decided, okay, let's do something to expand this imperial plantation. They decided to amalgamate what they called the Northern Protectorate and the Southern Protectorate. Before the amalgamation, there were already some backhand dealings with some ethnic groups in Nigeria. Yes, after the Fulani conquest of the Hausa states, the British was in touch with them. So when they decided that they were going to amalgamate Nigeria, they brought them with them. Three of them, two Fulanis, one Kanuri, two Yorubas, and the Obong of Calabar at the time, who provided them a place to stay because of the friendly weather there. Six business partners. Six business partners signed the amalgamation treaty between what they call the North and Southern Protectorate with 22 British signatories. 22 British signatories with their business partners, all elites, with entrepreneurs driven by entrepreneurial instincts. They were not just ordinary people. They signed the amalgamation treaty. The Hausa man was not there as a signatory. The Igbo man was not there as a signatory. And the amalgamation treaty was supposed to last for 100 years. The south of Nigeria started asking questions. The south of Nigeria was where they used Christianity in the first place. They used the name of Jesus Christ to scare the shit out of the people. They educated them into hell. They preserved the religion that the Fulanis forced on the Hausa people, their brand of Islam. They didn't want to touch that. That was part of the arrangement with them. So they didn't touch that. But those ones were more malleable. Those ones were more amenable to the manipulation of the British. And at the time when Nigeria became close to getting independence, the movement, the force for the declaration of independence was stronger in the south of Nigeria. Those who fought truly, even if it wasn't a fierce fight like we saw in South Africa, were mostly from the south of Nigeria. And the British saw them as threats and decided to punish the entire country by handpicking their favorites with whom they have developed this age-long relationship. The Fulanis, Osman Danfodio Fulanis of the north. And then what did they do? They manipulated, rigged the first election, made it impossible for those who really won the election to form a government. That was where Nigeria fell into the trap. They knew that the foundation that they had erected for Nigeria was one that was going to fail. And true to their plan, it has continued to fail. And in 2014, the amalgamation treaty expired. When a document expires, what happens? It becomes compelling, it becomes necessary for that arrangement to be renegotiated. So the people will now decide. In the first place, the first amalgamation did not involve the rest of Nigeria. Over 450 ethnic nationalities in Nigeria were not involved because it was a business. And now in 2014, over 60 years of independence, over 50-something years of independence, Nigerians started agitating for a fair deal. They wanted to belong. They wanted to be part of their country. Various ethnic groups in Nigeria wanted a new arrangement. They wanted a new constitution. They wanted a new sense of direction. They wanted a country that would be open to each and every Nigerian. A country that would be open to all groups. A country where no man will be oppressed. Guess what? Some of the original descendants of the original plantation owners did not want that. They frustrated every effort. Even though the convener of the arrangement was not a serious person. He didn't mean exactly what he wanted. But here we come. Here we came with a document that got expired and made the country an illegal entity. Nigeria has been, since 2014, an illegal entity. It has remained so, and it will remain so until a final decision about the future of Nigeria is made. That some people do not want this decision to be made is the reason they have taken up arms against Nigeria. I want to educate those, especially our young people in Nigeria, especially those in the armed forces from other parts of Nigeria, whose forefathers were not part of this arrangement. You need to open your eyes, because right today I saw a vision about a coup plot in Nigeria that is going to further worsen Nigeria. Yeah, there is a coup plot that they are putting together. We are coming now to bring this message to you so that you prepare for the worst. The country is already being shut up. They have deployed mercenaries across Nigeria. And these mercenaries are doing what they are asked to do, to weaken our rural communities through kidnapping occupation of their farmlands and their forests. And this is working. That is why you've been seeing all the movements taking place in the Niger Delta, in accordance with a vision of one man, Ottoman Fodio, in 1804, that they will overrun Nigeria and by extension, the West African sub-region, that they have to put their Quran, dip it in the Atlantic Ocean. They are very close by. Those who think that these people are joking, that it will go away. And that is why there is need. You see them with audacity, what they are doing in Nigeria, what they have been doing. Now, this amalgamation treaty expired. Nigeria is an illegal entity. The country is up for grab. Own Nigeria, and they want to take it by force. And then some people are sleeping. Some people are thinking it's a joke. Some people are still thinking it's a joke. Now you want to ask yourself a question. Why the Nigerian army is not working as a Nigerian army? You want to ask yourself a question. Why the police is not working like the police of Nigeria? You want to ask a question. Why the DSS is not working like DSS, but hounding those who are asking questions like I'm asking? Yes. You want to ask a question. Why an election that was supposed to be the best of elections in Nigeria, was hijacked, close to announcing the true winner. The true winner of the election was not announced. We saw the brazen irregularities. We saw the violent attacks in places in Nigeria against one ethnic group, against the Igbos of Nigeria. Yes, because they believe they have had this long-term agreement that an Igbo man cannot be anything in Nigeria. Now they wanted to go in 1967 after the massacres in the north and other parts of Nigeria. These same people won't let them go. And they are still asking, now, if you don't want us to be Nigerians and exercise our rights to the citizenship of Nigeria, let us go. But these people won't let them go. These people have constituted themselves into pharaohs. Election after election, there's an Igbo gang up. Election after election. The 2023 one was the most painful, and what has brought Nigeria on its knee. The Igbos of Nigeria are a special people that I believe that really, if Nigeria is a serious country, that they should be given the country to drive. Because the Igbo man is not that greedy, not to understand that he is in a diversity called a country. When he has access to pulling the levers of power, he's going to recognize the diversity Nigeria is. He's going to recognize that there is need to do justice. Unlike others from other parts of the country who are allergic to justice for the whole of Nigeria, who come with the attitude of tribal and religious nationalism to the leadership of Nigeria at all times. 64 years after, Nigeria is still on one spot. 64 years after, 13 heads of state and government have led Nigeria. And they led Nigeria to ruins. And there's one major group, that has never had the opportunity of having the opportunity to lead Nigeria at the highest level. So we can see what they can do. They are scared of the Igbos. Why are they scared? Why are they scared? Why they don't want the Igbos to be in Nigeria? Why is it that they don't allow them to express themselves at the highest level? The Igbos, I tell you, you don't need to be begging Nigeria to allow you to be president. You have to come to demand to be president of Nigeria like other Nigerians with audacity. I detested all the times the so-called useless Ohanese will be going to negotiate from one region to the other. Nigeria is a country Nigeria is not a tribal entity. Nigeria is not a kingdom. It is a country for all. Nobody needs to go and be talking to any group in Nigeria. The people you should be talking to is Nigerians themselves, regardless of where they come from. Present yourself as one with abilities, competency, courage to do good and justice, strength, character, yes, content and strength of character, required to build, to utilize, expand, and extend capacity beyond yourself for the good of the whole country. I believe an Igbo man can do it. I am not making I'm not taking a position that an Igbo man must be the one to lead Nigeria. But I am mad that every time someone, a Nigerian, comes up, you gang up against him because of his tribal background, because of his religious background. Okay, now, 10 out of Nigerian past military and civilian heads of state were Fulanis. 10. There was a Yoruba man. There was another one from Niger Delta. Where is the country now? The country is in ruins. So it means that these people, 10 Fulanis, do not have the ability to lead. They don't have capacity to build a country. So why are they not silent? Why are they still angry? Why are they still ganging up with some section of the country against the emergence of an Igbo man as president? He's not coming there. No Igbo man will want to come to the presidency of Nigeria as an Igbo man, except as a Nigerian president. Why can't we break this wall? Why? If the Berlin Wall could come down, why is this wall in Nigeria? Why is it impossible for it to come down? Yes, the reason I'm making this message is something happened. You heard about air peace. I try to stay away from that politics. Mr. Oyama, the MD, the managing director and owner of Air Peace, got a license to fly international. All right. And to break the yoke of the imperial control of our economy, especially in the aviation sector. Some Nigerians were fighting him. But undeterred as a real Igbo man, he was not done. The Imperial Britain and their allies put him on assault. Why should this black African, why should this monkey from Africa, why should this inferior Nigerian be challenging us? They crashed the affair because they had enjoyed this monopoly for far too long. They destroyed the Nigerian Airways. All we see is British Airways coming to Nigeria. All we see is American Airlines coming to Nigeria. Nigeria has no flag carrier. This young man stood like a rock and to give them a challenge. Instead of Nigerians supporting him, they are looking at his tribe. He's an Igbo man. Why should an Igbo man succeed in Nigeria? You prevent them from leading you politically. You want to prevent them from moving economically. The same people you killed, over 5 million of them between 1967 and 1970. When you decided that your war, which was a genocide, was over, you gave every Igbo man that had a bank account, even if he was a billionaire before, you gave him 20 pounds, 20 bloody pounds. The Igbo man went back to the drawing board. He came back with 20 pounds and took over commerce. It takes a rare people to do that. It takes a special people to do that. I would think that a serious country will put these people to work for its people, so our country will advance, than bringing those who are driven by religious nationalism. that has led us to where? Terrorism and banditry. I am ashamed. I am ashamed. I am ashamed of the mentality of Nigerians. It is clear. I've heard before. People have told me. I've been in committees where some Nigerians will tell me that Igbos are no good. We are going to make sure they don't lead this country. Look at where we are now with an Igbo man being sidelined. Nigeria is at its worst. Insecurity. You think an Igbo man is president, Boko Haram be everywhere doing as they please? No, no, they will not. It tells you that what is taking place in Nigeria is orchestrated. Yes, how can a country have a minister of defense that has sympathy for Boko Haram and the Fulani bandits? How can a Nigeria have a vice president that is a terrorist himself, with ties to terrorism, with ties to Boko Haram and ISIS? They know that. Why should Nigeria have a president, Buhari, who was the grandfather, the grand patron of Boko Haram? You think the destruction of the Nigerian national security architecture, it did not happen by accident? It's a carefully orchestrated plan. Yes, that is at its final stage. They have reached a point where they will overrun Nigeria, and we are sleeping. Yes. So, Mr. Oyama told the imperialists who are in aviation that an Igbo man from Nigeria can upstage them. You know what happened today? He went further to say that if you are flying out of Nigeria, regardless of which airport you are going to fly from, he will underwrite the cost and make you pay the same low fare. Yes, on departure, on an arrival to your final destination. No European will do it. They will not, because they are out to exploit Africa. They have exploited us for over 1,500 years. We must not continue to allow them to exploit us. This is why Nigerians must wake up. Set this your tribal foolishness away. Set your religious idiocy aside and be Nigerian. Be the African. Our continent has suffered enough. Yes, this is what an Igbo man can do. Yes, imagine if that man is president. Nigeria will be open. Nigeria will be open, and Nigeria will be good for all. Nigeria will be good regardless of anybody's religion. Nigeria will be open regardless of anybody's tribe. Nigeria will be open regardless of anybody's circumstance of birth. That is what the Igbo man represents. I was reading something this afternoon. A young man, yes, he honestly stated a point. Because Nigerians are politically unconscious. I don't want to say retarded, because they will feel insulted when you use that word retarded. They don't understand why their country is not growing. Yes, let me read something to you, and then my own response to that. Yes, he said what Mr. Onyema did was a good thing, but let's see. He said this is a genuine Igbo businessman. The Igbo themselves hate themselves, especially when it comes to selecting presidency in this country. Instead of them teaming up with supporters from other parts, you see them castigating their very own. When it comes to economic strategy, leave it for the Igbo man. Though you also have the ones doing all kinds of shady deeds abroad and tarnishing the image of the very genuine ones at home. May God help Nigeria. All right, now let me see. I show you my response to that. Let me show you my response to that. This is the opinion. Nigerians, very wrong opinion that a lot of Nigerians have about the Igbos. Yes, the people who are shooting up Nigeria, they are not Igbos. The people who are destroying Nigeria, they are not Igbos. Igbos are all over Nigeria. They never pick up guns. They never pick up ammunition. They never go into anybody's forest to stay there. They never. They talk to you. They develop their immediate environment. That is why they laugh at them. You leave your place, you are not developing your place. You come. As if they are aliens. They are Nigerians. Anywhere they are, they understand what nationhood means. They understand what citizenship means. You do not. The rest of Nigeria do not. The rest of Nigeria are extreme tribalists. The Igbos have been trying to teach Nigerians lessons about nationalism and citizenship. But Nigerians are adamant. They don't want to listen. They don't travel. They don't want to leave their comfort zone. But they will, from there, blame people they know absolutely nothing about. Tell me anywhere in the world an Igbo man is. It's not. Tell me any part of Africa where you don't find an Igbo man who is from Nigeria. Now, my response. Leadership is not just about presidency. It is about an all-encompassing ability, competency, knowledge, content, and strength of character, and the courage to do and do justice to all people, recognizing that a country is a home to a diversity of people and cultures who deserve to be respected as citizens, and with nobody, group, or part treated like a conquered entity by any group or a combination of groups defined by hate, as the case is in Nigeria. To inspire change to this gangster approach to leadership in Nigeria is why we are gathered here as open Nigerians. The Igbos are driven mostly by quality of service, and so will not choose any of their own that is incapable over someone from somewhere else who can produce the desired quality. This is what other groups in Nigeria, driven by extreme tribal sentiments, must learn so we can build our country through excellence. That is what the Igbo man. Igbo man is a Republican thinker. Igbo man is very, very individualistic. Igbo man believes in democracy. Igbo man believes in equity. That is why they ask a lot of questions. That's the reason they have been the only ones asking questions. And that they ask these questions is the reason the rest of Nigeria had always ganged up against them. They are the best patriots. They are the ones who want the progress of the country. They are the ones everywhere developing the country. They did not tie the other people's hand from moving around to develop the country. Those who claim that Igbo man stops them from, they don't sell their land. I don't know how many of you have been to Igbo land to ask for land. Even if you don't force someone to sell his land. It is willing buyer, willing seller. Yes, why can't we build in Nigeria? Do you know as we speak, the Department of Chemical Engineering at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, has been locked down since after the genocide that Nigeria calls civil war. Why? Because of fear that the Igbos will start manufacturing bombs from there. Because the engineering department at that university played a role in the self-defense that the Igbos, had to put up to prevent their population from being annihilated by a combined force of Nigeria and Imperial Europe. They had a right to do that. So why is the chemical engineering department still locked down? Yeah, that is the Nigerian hate that the Igbos have. Now, the Igbos have become a moral albatross to Nigeria and Nigerians. It is either Nigeria lets them go. It is either Nigerians let them go, or let them be true Nigerians with equal access to opportunity as other Nigerians to drive Nigeria from this darkness. I believe an Igbo man who is given the opportunity to lead Nigeria will not fail the Igbo race. He will, that is one thing that I know. They are driven by excellence. He will look at his people from behind. I am not going there to fail. I am going to work for the whole of Nigeria, taking cognizance of the fact that Nigeria is a multi-ethnic country. He will go with the attitude of justice. He will go with the attitude of fair play. He will go with the attitude of excellence. He is not going to select you to work with him because you are his brother who cannot perform. He's going to demand for performance from you. Yes, that is what it is. He's not going to come and be telling some people that they are a dot in a circle with no exit route. He's not going to talk down on any ethnic group. Why is Nigeria scared of the Igbo man? Why? Why? The younger generation, we have been passing this from generation, this hate culture of the Igbos from generation to generation. Where has it landed Nigeria? This lockdown we are. The Igbos are the hope, the only hope of Nigeria. And by extension, Africa. Yes, they are special. What do we need to tell the people of Nigeria that these people are a special people and that they should stop hating them? They don't hate you. They have no time to hate. They are not religious extremists. They are not tribal extremists. They move around. That is why they understand the dynamics of relationship with people. They are all over the place. They are all over the world. They are all over Nigeria. But Nigeria wants to beat them down. You cannot do that and succeed. How far have you succeeded with trying to hold the Igbo man down? You are not. Your country is going down with every trial you make, every effort you make to hold the Igbo man down. The country sinks further down. Why can't we learn now as Nigerians? Why can't we wake up and open our eyes? The younger generation, don't be part of this. Divorce yourselves from the hate generations before us. End this hate of the Igbos. Embrace them. You will learn a lot from them, and they will learn a lot from you. Will be a better and stronger Nigeria. But where you cannot, where we cannot tolerate them, let them go. Let us go. Let them go and build their Biafra and see what happens. That is what we are asking. Thumb ups for Mr. Oyama. Thank you. Thank you for what you are doing. Yeah, the imperialists' stranglehold on the aviation economy of Africa is about to crash. It needs nothing but the full and total support of all Africans to end this. So we have an African flag carrier that will be all over the world. Let them go to hell. The same people who enslaved us, the same people who brought about imperialism, the same people who brought about colonialism, the same people who brought about apartheid, the same people who brought about globalization, which to them is a certificate of occupancy of Africa. They can go to hell. They can go to hell. We are the ones who feed their industry. 45% of Earth's resources, is in Africa. It's time for Africa to start looking inwards. That is why we must go back to the original vision of our founding fathers for the emergence of a United States of Africa without borders, with one economy, with one reserve bank, and with one military. That is what we are asking for. You know what? They are scared. They are afraid of a strong Africa. They are afraid of a strong Nigeria. That is why they want to make sure that Nigeria is destroyed. Because if they are able to hold and destroy Nigeria, then the rest of Africa will be a walkover. Nigeria is what is holding them. And the nucleus of what is holding Nigeria together is the Igbo man. Why not let the Igbo man be? Let him be Nigeria. And to the Igbos, I talk to you. Stop being afraid. I see some of you get afraid. You are cautious about certain things you do because they don't want you don't want them to say, oh, it's another Igbo man. You didn't do anything wrong to Nigeria. Nigeria has the one that has been wronging you. Nigeria owes you a lot of apologies. Nigeria massacred over 5 million of you, and they have killed over 1 million since then. Nigeria owes you apology. You don't owe Nigeria any apology. So move with audacity. Don't worry about what anybody goddamn person says about you being an Igbo man. You are a Nigerian. You are actually more Nigerian than every other Nigerian. More. Yes. You are the ones who refused to be conquered. You were the ones who, some of your people were taken outside Nigeria. You went and committed mass suicide in Savannah, Georgia. Yes, it's on record. You are warriors. You are the real people. You are the tough Africans. You are the fulcrum. You are the people that Nigeria, on whose back Nigeria should ride to its prosperity and its destiny. God bless Ndigbo. God bless Nigeria. And God bless Africa.